Welcome back to my modern homestead. Y'all, I am so excited. We are going to can butter today. Pardon me, I'm trying to fix my water. Y'all don't know about these. Check them out. They're the Trim Healthy Mama Hydrates. Yum, nothing artificial in there, including any color that's in any of the packets. Anyway, we're here to talk about butter. So, let me go ahead and get the stuff out of the way. And by stuff, I mean stuff that's going to cause people to comment on this video. Because today, I'm not telling you what is safe. I'm not telling you what you can and can't do in your kitchen. I am here to show you what I am doing in my kitchen. Now, canning butter. People have done it for years. In fact, in some of my research, I found where there's a reference to it back to the Victorian era. I mean, come on guys. Let me tell you why you won't find the government saying this recipe is approved. Simply because it's not tested. They didn't say it wasn't safe. They just say it's not tested. This thing's flying. It's distracting me. So, I am pressure canning it. I am not open kettling it. I am not water bathing it. I am pressure canning it just like I would do a meat. Butter is low acid. I'm a rebel with some things. Obviously, I'm doing butter. But I do want to be smart. Now, if you choose to do this, that's your kitchen. That's totally up to you. And I'm just having fun today. And I wanted to bring you guys along to show you what I'm doing. In no way am I telling you that this is an approved method, because you won't find it out there anywhere as approved. At least not right now. But let me show you what I'm starting with. I am starting with 12 pounds. Is this 12? Yeah, 12 pounds of butter. Half of it, now at home, when I'm not canning butter and I'm just using butter, I only use unsalted butter. But for this, I am using half salted and half unsalted because salt does have some preservation properties. So I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but in some of my research I said that's what tastes best, to do half and half. I don't know, I've never done it before, but this is just to have on my shelf as backups. And honestly, I just wanted to try it because it looks fun, and it's not something that would go to waste. It is something that would actually be used. Sometimes I have canned things, especially when I was a new canner at the very beginning. I would can stuff just because I thought it looked interesting and it wasn't necessarily something we would use. Those days are over, guys. I don't have time for that. I don't have money for that. That's just silly. Same with my garden. If we don't need it, I don't grow it. So anyway, I've got everything I need already pulled out. I've got my oven heated for my jars. I'm going to put the jars in there, and it's just at 200 just to keep them warm so that I'm not putting boiling hot butter into cold jars. Ooh, and I'm unwrapping these. Let me tell you about these real fast. I am keeping these papers. The other day, if you watched my pantry restocking video, part 1, I kept the flour bags. I'm keeping these too for the same exact reasons, for fire starters. So, anyway, back to my jars. I'll put those in there. I've got water in my canner. It's going to be heating so that when I am done jarring the butter, uh-oh, I forgot my vinegar. We'll get to that. I'm done jarring the butter. When I'm done jarring, oh, we can put them right into the hot canner. We won't be putting them into... Sorry! She knows me well. Okay, jars, water's heating. I've got my rings, I've got my lids. I don't know how many jars I'm going to need. I pulled out 12, I've got 12 pounds of butter. I don't know how this works, never done it before. I've got my funnel, I've got my jar lifter, and the only thing I think I am missing is my vinegar with a couple of sorry, that's my ice maker, with a couple of napkins to wipe down the rims of the jar, because that's going to be important. Butter's greasy. You don't want that on the rim of the jars because they won't seal when they're in the canner. So, are you ready? I'm already getting the butter ready. Let's go. loves me. Look what they did to my butter. They made it real easy to open. They put this little handy flap here. Isn't that sweet? Walmart is so sweet, y'all. They love us. There we go, everybody. There's the last stick. And we have a whole bag of butter wrappers. I'm going to sit them right down here with the flour. And Alyssa is laughing, and I don't know why. Do I have something on my face? What is it?
Nothing. You'll find out later.
Oh my. But I'm guessing she was filming when she was up close to me.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, I need to tell you people. Walmart is so precious. They must have known I was doing this butter. I told y'all Walmart loves me. Y'all go get you some of this butter because they'll love you too. It's got that wrapper on it. And I got through this so fast because I didn't have to sit there and fight with that plastic trying to get into the butter. Isn't that precious? Go see how Walmart loves you people. All right. I'm sorry. That gets on some people's nerves. That's just who I am. I get on people's nerves. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. So let's get this on the stove and get it to melting. It's very soft. I actually left it out overnight, so it's not going to take long. We'll just have to keep stirring because you don't want the bottom to burn. I forgot. When I was telling you what I got out, I have my nifty little, what's this? A ladle. And it's got that little hook on it. Y'all see it all the time when I'm canning. Let's go. Okay guys, you can see it's already starting to melt. Make sure you keep stirring it off of the bottom. Don't want it to get too hot down there. We're getting there, guys. It's almost all melted. I've got a few little lumps still in there. You see, I've had to pull out the big wooden spoon. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why in the world I thought I could stir with that crazy ladle right there, but I'm leaving it there because it still has butter on it, and once this gets hot enough, it'll melt off of there. I'll probably stick it back down in there and just get it off. No big deal. It's just a thing. Okay, can you see the foam starting to form on the top? We know it's not hot enough because there's still chunks of butter. But as this heats up, it will develop more and more foam on top. That's what's supposed to happen, so don't freak out if you see that. It's not a problem. You know, if you do this. Technically, I'm just showing you what I'm doing in my kitchen. Alrighty guys, everything is melted. This is heating up nicely. Now, this is important while this is heating to keep stirring. Bless you, son. Because butter has solids in it, and some of them will sink to the bottom. And if you're familiar with brown butter, that's what's happening. Solids are sinking to the bottom and cooking. Anyway, we don't want to brown the butter necessarily, unless you just like brown butter. I wonder how that would be. Anyway, let's focus on what we're doing. So anyway, just keep stirring so it doesn't burn on the bottom if the solids should separate. And two, if you can afford it, and this is not just for butter, this is for anything you're canning. If you can afford a pot that has a thick bottom on it, invest in it, guys. It's well worth your money. It will help you to keep stuff from burning so easily. I'm so grateful I was finally able to save and get one. I hope I never have to go back to just a regular thin bottom pan. It will work. It's just a lot more work to make sure your stuff doesn't burn. So there's my little tip for today.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just practicing my non-existent barista skills.
Okay guys, you can see here we are really close to the point we want to be at. See all this foam? Just, I believe it's milk fat. I think's what I read. Anyway, some people will skim that off. Some people don't. I'm not. That's just one extra step if I don't need to do. I don't want to do it. So if this will ever just start boiling, we will time it for a few minutes and we'll be ready. Can you hear it? I've got the little bubbles on top. Just a little bit more. My goodness, people. I've watched people give birth and have babies quicker than it's taken this to boil. Don't know if y'all can see it on here, but it is just about to start. I can see bubbles breaking under the foam. What we want to happen is for the bubbles to break the foam. That is our sweet spot. And look how thick this foam is. Just be patient. Oh, I think we're there. This foam is really thick. It's really bubbly. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to go ahead and set my timer and be done with it. The biggest reason is to do the 10 minutes is to just evaporate some of the extra liquid in this from what I've read. So why would there be liquid in butter? They add water to it. Look how foamy. Videos I've watched, it's not this foamy. What in the world? My butter special. See, you can see now it's breaking the foam, but it's so thick you can't actually see down into the butter. Anyway, I set the timer just the right time. Okay guys, I figured out what my problem was. I'm on this crazy eye. If you've been around here long enough, you know I have issues with this stove and this eye, and it was too hot. So I just turned it down to almost nothing and lifted it up for about a minute off of the eye a little bit. Now it looks like it's supposed to look. So if it gets that foamy, you know it's too hot and turn it down some. Okay, so I just had to turn this eye completely off, and you can see, this is my stove, you guys. I had it down on the lowest setting, and you can see it's still boiling too hard. So I just have to lift it up and keep stirring, and the eye is completely off. Y'all, this eye has been on for 3 minutes. I've been holding the pan up, and it is still boiling like crazy. I need to start a GoFundMe for a stove. This is ridiculous. Okay, so now it's been off for 5 minutes and it's still boiling. Finally. That's stressful, guys. Let's get this off the stove and we'll get the jars out of the oven. All right, now we can get down to business. There is a little of the fat on top. Can you see down here, Alyssa? That on top. I'm just going to mix this in. I'm not going to try to skim this off. So let's get it in a jar. I love this funnel. It keeps your jars from getting so messy. Stir it as you scoop. Yeah, well, What did I say about a miss? I just made one. Ooh, that's hot. Hot butter is hot. Now we will fill the jar to 1 inch headspace. Just a little more. That's good enough. And I'm going to fill all of the jars before I try to clean them and put the lids on them. Just going to move these over here so that I don't make a mess carrying the ladle full of butter over clean jars. The less butter I get on the rim, the easier this is. Isn't that pretty? You can see the solids down at the bottom separating. Again, perfectly normal. I'll show you how to take care of that in a minute. Don't forget, stir as you go. Because the solids, just like in the jars, they're separating. Stir each time. Jars, and I had to go get 2 more. I know I'll get this one filled. Probably only about, I don't know, maybe not even half of the next one. Alright guys, I have a bowl of white vinegar here. I'm just going to dip my napkin in it. These are some of them are very greasy on the top. Please make sure you wipe these. I'm going to make sure I wipe these down really well. All I need to do, I hope these seal. That would be awful if they didn't seal. I'm going to put a lid on them, a ring, the finger tight. I know these aren't going to a fair, so I don't have to be so greasy, making sure everything lines up. And done. That's going in the canner. That doesn't look straight. Let me fix it and then it's going out. It's hot. Alright, now I've got the ring on straight. And again, the solids will separate. That's perfectly fine when we take them out of the canner. Normally you don't bother things. You just leave them be for 24 hours. But as these cool, every few minutes we'll have to shake them up to mix that back in. But we'll get to that later. The bottom is full, so I'm going to put in a rack so that I can add the other jars. Alright, this is the last of our 14 pints and 1/4 pint. If I ever get these lids on, we'll be done. They'll all go in the canner. I'm not sure why I have that one. So anyway, let's get these in. We're ready. Alright, last one. And this vinegar, guys, we don't have to waste it. We can pour it down in the water. If you have a problem with your canner leaving a film on your jars, this will be great for it. I don't, but that's not going to hurt a thing. So now, let's get the lid on. Line up the arrow with the notch. There we go. Make sure it's as even as you can get it all the way around. Tighten down on opposite sides. Oops, don't do that. Don't tighten it all the way down just in case you need to adjust. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Why do I have to say that every time? Lefty. Why is it tightening? Oh.
Because that was right.
Oh my goodness. I need to go back to kindergarten. Left. That's left, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's check and see. It's a little high on this side. Tighten this one down more. It doesn't have to be perfect, but get it close. That's good enough. All right. Now, we'll turn the heat up a little bit. And then when steam starts coming out of the vent pipe, I guess it's a vent pipe, stem, whatever you call this thing, when you feel the steam coming out, you can set the timer for 10 minutes, let it vent for 10 minutes, and then we'll put our weight on. I need to go ahead and get that out so that I'm ready. Ta-da! I will use 10 pounds of pressure because that's what I use where I live. Make sure anytime you're canning, I'm getting old, can't see, but there's a 10 down at the bottom. You don't have to come close. If you've got one, you know what I'm talking about. And I'll put it with the 10 going down. So I'm going to clean up the mess that's over here, and we'll be back when this is ready. Okay, this is our little jar, and it's cool. And we just want to shake this around to mix those solids back in there. And we'll shake it every few minutes just to mix it in, because that's the way you want it to look. You want it to be cloudy, not separated. But anyway, I think our canner is ready to put the weight on. Yeah, there's steam coming out. There's not a lot of steam. I don't like to get mine really high. So once I start feeling consistent steam coming out, then I set the timer. We're almost there. All right. Oh, I don't need the weight yet. Steam is coming out, so we're going to set the timer for 10 minutes. The vent just splattered all over the microwave. So, timer's off. Let's put our regulator on. That's 15. We don't want 15. There we go. Now we're going to set the timer for 75 minutes. Oh my goodness, guys. I thought I was recording and I wasn't. The timer just went off, and we're going to wait until our pressure comes down all the way to 0 and it's actually resting on that metal pin. When we are there, we're going to wait about 10 minutes and take off the regulator. So we'll just hang out until we're ready. Y'all, it's such a pretty day. I was going to go out onto the porch, but my men folk are out there. We have a problem with hogs right now. So they're hog hunting from the very front porch. Jake's already got one. They want to try to get a few more, and we will try curing our own ham. I don't know how that will work with wild hogs, but my husband wants to try, so who am I to stop him? I'm experimenting today myself. So he said if he can get his hands on the babies, we're actually going to put them in the pen. We'll see. But I thought I would give you an update on my plants. Got pretty. Yes, I still have a Christmas present that hasn't made it to its recipient. I haven't seen any more spider mites. Just thought I would give you an update real fast. Okay, it's resting on the needle, but I think this is still going to have some pressure on it. Let's see what happens. Excuse me, I need to switch hands. Let's see. Yep. We're going to give it about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're going to give it 18 minutes. Still got 7 minutes. Let's see. Let's check it. Ah, yeah. Okay. So now, at this point, we're going to unlock these. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And I'm just going to crack the lid a little bit. I'll stick a pot holder in just to let it vent a little and leave it like that for about 10 more minutes. I'd like to let it come down slowly. The last couple of times I've canned, just like today, I've got to get it off the stove. I've got to get supper done. So I'm rushing it a little more than what I would usually do. But if you start earlier in the day, if you can on a day you don't have much going on, you can do this more slowly. Just let it vent just like this for about 10 minutes. And remember, when you open this lid, to always open it away from you so that that steam doesn't burn you. Alrighty, let's get the butter out of this canner. I'm just going to take the lid off, and then I'll see you over at the cooling table. Okay guys, there we go. We have all of our butter out of the canner, and we just have to wait for it to cool a little bit, and we will shake it and make it all solid like this. It won't be all this bright yellow liquid. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. That was lots of fun, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And until we meet again, may you be blessed.